Hello, I'm Larissa, and I will be your narrator through the next 365 days of a chronological Bible reading in English. However, this will include Hebrew pronunciations of the names in the Bible to the best of my ability. If you speak a language, if you speak English, you know that there are various dialects, various different pronunciations of English words and English idioms. Whether you live in Boston and you're going to park the car on Harvard Yard, or whether you're from the South, you might have a different pronunciation of the same words. Or if you're from New York, you know, you might have a Brooklyn accent or from Long Island. So give me grace with the Hebrew words. You might not pronounce any Hebrew words at all. So this will be new for you. You might have started to learn some of the Hebrew words from the Bible if you're a Bible reader, and you might have slightly different pronunciations. In any case, listen with an open mind. When we hear things that sound a little bit different than what we're used to, it does help us pay more attention. So these 365 days, I will be reading through the Bible chronologically. There are plenty of Bible plans that you can find online that show you a chronological reading. For example, we know we're going to start in Genesis. Many people do not know that the book of Job, the events happened within the timeline of Genesis. Now, again, we're talking about words. The pronunciation of J or Job or Jesus, they did not actually have that J sound in their words. They pronounced, they did not say Jesus, they didn't have the J, they pronounced it Yeshua, Yeshua or Yeshua. For Job, that just sound, again, it's a more modern word that we're used to, but it would be Yob. The J's basically revert to a Y sound. With Genesis, the beginning, the name of the book of Genesis was called Bereshit. So you will see me incorporating some of the English words that you're familiar with some Hebrew words, but to the best of my ability, I will be pronouncing the names of the people, of the creator of the heavens and earth with the Hebrew pronunciation. Now, the tetragrammaton, or Yod Hey Vav Hey, the four vowels, the name of the creator of the heavens and earth, the pronunciation with the vowel sounds have been debated for a number of years. Originally, it was pronounced with vowels. The vowels in Hebrew were not included in the four letters of the name of God. So people had a lot of guesses. Jehovah was one, although, as I just related to you, the J sound was never original. Yahweh is another very common saying. You know, people are doing their best with their heart to say the name of God. The pronunciation that I will be using comes from the Masoretic manuscripts. Now, there's about 50 or 60 Masoretic manuscripts. You may have heard of the Dead Sea Scrolls. You can also look up the Masoretic manuscripts. There's about 50 or 60. These are ancient Hebrew texts. There's about 50 or 60 of them, depending on the debates of whether that one's going to be included or not. 5 of those texts show the full vowel points, and they're actually like little dots or dashes by the Hebrew letters. Now, these 5 Masoretic texts that include the full vowel points include the Aleppo Codex, the Leningrad Codex, the Cairo Codex, the Prophets, the Damascus Crown, and the Hebrew Union College #1 manuscript and #6 manuscript. And final one I'm going to tell you is actually online and digitized if you wanted to research it yourself. It is one of the key manuscripts of the Masoretic texts, and it is the British Library Oriental 4445. And with those vowel pointings, the pronunciation would be YHVH. So that is the pronunciation that I will be using in these readings. So thank you again. Listen, enjoy, and it is, on a personal note, a really exciting thing for me to read through the Bible chronologically. I have read the Bible chronologically, have a couple years of reading on that, although I have read through the Bible just the way it's printed for many years. When I read through the Bible chronologically, it really opened my eyes and my heart to a lot more. Things made sense to me even greater. There was a much greater depth. And the Bible that most people have now, it is categorized, sort of like filed away. It's not chronological. You have the Torah, you have the prophets, you have the minor prophets, you have Chronicles, you have them sort of filed in different categories. But this reading this year, 365 days, we're going to finish the whole Bible chronologically in 1 year. Many of the readings are just 15 minutes long. If you want to hear it a little faster, you can do your settings right in YouTube, and you can increase the speed, you can slow it down. You can really take care of it in any way that is going to help you. So thank you for joining. And the Bible says faith comes through hearing. And it's my prayer that through this hearing, your faith will increase.